You know the longest shot trying to check us. Papa is feel like you Malcolm. I'm in a relationship with all my bitches, yeah. I need to cut some of them off, I need her. I got some bad things I want her to myself. Gotta take the time to cut them off, I need her. I know how to make the girl go crazy. When you treat her like your number one baby. Put my bitches on yachts, we don't do jet skis. Put your ice on rocks, they need to help me.
Good morning.
No, baby, your collection.
Good morning, San Diego.
You know you're in a relationship with all us. I get a few texts that day saying it's all yours. I got a few states on speed now like good.
What up, people? Hope you're having a good Saturday, man.
Mic check.
Yeah, you're good.
Needed that out.
Dude, we were both so close to sleeping yesterday. Fucking Clippers stayed on sweet.
Your boy told me. Thought he was making fries in the fucking halftime.
We'll take one loss. You had what? You had 3 plays total?
Yeah.
Think positive any day.
Ouch, you're getting me fired up, bro. Jesus. How will you respond, 18?
Yo, I'm gonna take a piss real quick.
Yeah, who doesn't like bets? Who doesn't love that?
I'm in a relationship with all my bitches, yeah. I need to cut some of them off, I need her. I got some bad things I want her to myself. Gotta take the time to cut them off, I need her. I know how to make the girl go crazy. When you treat her like your number one baby. Put my bitches on yachts, we don't do jet skis. Put your ice on rocks, they need to help me. I don't do jet skis, give me the yacht fees. I made you queen status, check out my lean status. I'm in a relationship with all my bitches, yeah. I put my dick inside her mouth before she left, yeah. I built relationships with all my bitches, yeah. I put my dick right in.
We got an extra hour last night, though. Everyone should feel refreshed and ready to go today. Got an extra hour to sleep.
I paid this shit for the crib, it got a game room. Got a penthouse in the back, it ain't my main room. Tamika, Joe, and Portia kept it silent. That's the only reason I
Gentlemen. How are we? Female.
What's going on? Hello. Where's the kitty?
Only for one person here. Baby.
Oh, she knows about you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
she?
Tanya's got some competition.
Competition, huh?
Yeah.
We gotta let her know that you're single, Royal. That's
All right.
mistaken.
Interesting. Let's stick to NFL here.
Interesting.
Beav is gooning.
Beav is coming on today. Don't you worry. He's coming soon.
Is he?
Yeah, we're just stalling right now, boys. We're stalling.
Oh, we got the green, Branson. Don't worry. Also, no NBA for me. 1, the slate fucking sucks, and 2, Sunday NBA is just bad. So, none of that for me. Potential Luka though. I mean, how do we not go back to Luka?
Oh, is today the day? I was telling you next time Luka plays.
Let's just say we have a sneak max ladder with Mr. London and Luka for the tiniest of units.
Thanks for the kidney, dog. Appreciate you. Yeah, no problem, man. I do it for you guys.
For a year.
I do it for you guys, though. Yeah, we've been dating for a little bit. You guys don't gotta do all this.
Did you post your card yet?
Thanks for the Lambo. Look at that. Isn't that the best girlfriend? Did you post your card yet?
Let's give him a little sneak peek.
Nasty. London is that fucking guy. London is that guy.
So you're back home now, Royal? Or are you back?
We're good.
Back home. You're back in the old setup. Look at that.
Yeah, I had a fucking vote, man.
Look at you, dude. Go out there and vote, guys.
Well, no, you have to do it by district. Like, I can't do it where I live now because I'm not like registered or something there.
No,
I
but
figured
good
it was
for you,
just
man.
by state, bro.
Getting out there early Sunday, putting that vote in, man. Look at you. You're just
It was
such an
actually
upstanding
so
citizen.
annoying, bro. People were like faking. I don't even know, so they could skip the line.
I was gonna say, was there a line?
Yeah.
How long did you have to wait?
It was like 20, 25 minutes, but like people were there like 40 minutes early before it opened, just so they can go in and out.
There's the cheerleader. Yeah, no more mansion, bro. The government took away your mansion.
Yeah. Sucks.
The PJ's still in the tarmac too.
Seized all my assets. No, Vinny, I'm being so serious, bro. The lady was like, "Oh, if anyone has trouble standing or waiting, let us know." And people were just coming up with some bullshit. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen to you, Rain. I'm not commenting on it. I fucking hate politics.
You guys remember how small he
I wrote
was?
in Andrew Billings of the Chicago Bears.
The show is nuts.
Nah, I'm covering
What up,
it.
C-Dod? How are we?
Royal, do you remember how small he was? Now look at him.
Yeah, geez, he actually is pretty big.
I took him.
I'm I'm not really a cat guy, but the kittens were they were cool. He was a little psycho.
He is. No, but he's pretty calm now.
On the Allen ladder? Who's Allen? What Allen? Royal plays.
See him? You can sit here.
Josh Allen?
Eve's coming. I don't know where. You know where Jeff is.
Evan, which Allen? Oh, Thursday night. Oh, Braylon Allen? Nah, I didn't touch that. I didn't touch that.
Eve, where you at, brother?
Oh, she don't know about Big Purr. She's gonna know about Big Purr. Towns is taking over New York, man. Let me tell you. Towns is taking over New York City.
What did that dude in chat call Cat the other day?
Oh my god, I can't remember.
Big pussycat or something?
No,
Something
no,
like that.
it wasn't that. It was something hilarious though.
Hope everyone's doing good on this Sunday, man. Episode 42. We're almost there at 50, bro. You gotta do
Damian
something for the
Lillard
big
was a
50 ball.
sniper bet in beef. Last night, beef. I took Damian Lillard. I don't know if beef did. I'm also not beef.
Oh, and by the way, bro, Sochan is a wagon from here on out. That dude just continues to be green.
Oh, this was it. Big smelly
bird. Yeah, that's it. MJ and Mila Kunis collab, unexpected but appreciated. Wow, that's a pretty nice compliment, Tauntaun. You hear that? Someone called you Mia. Is it Mila or Mia Kunis?
As long as it's not
Yeah, as long as it's not Mia Khalifa, we're in the clear.
Take that. Thank you.
Evan, that's crazy. I didn't see that, but that's crazy.
What?
I'm not pulling that up.
Oh yeah. All
right, let's at least get into
really
the collab here.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Pull it up.
Yeah, I got the split labs up. I mean, I was just stalling for beef. He's coming on soon.
We could talk about some shit. Somebody said they need a sell job on London. One, you really don't. London is that fucking guy. Huge fan of him. Yeah, talk some props. Facts, beef. Yeah, I mean, look at the Cowboys. Just 2 terrible losses. One to Detroit, got embarrassed. I forgot who the last one is, but they've been terrible. And Atlanta, really bad game versus Seattle. A little shaky game versus the Bucks, I believe. You're getting a 52 total here for 2 teams that just haven't really looked great. And London has been a little quiet. Kyle Pitts has been grubbing. Kyle Pitts is finally, come out of his shell, I guess, if you will. But it's London today. Cowboys play a bunch of zone and man, mostly zone, and he's pretty much elite versus both. 6, 8 targets, I believe, past 2 games. Yards haven't been there. Connections haven't been there. I remember watching just a little, disconnections. It's not like he's been playing bad. He's not dropping shit. It's just they didn't really need him. And like I said, Pitts was kind of eating. He had a lot of big drives, a lot of big gains that kind of stalled out. And plus, Bijan and Algier have been heating up, so he just hasn't really been needed. So to me, this game's going to be high scoring, back and forth. I expect Dallas to at least compete. I don't think they're going to get blown out again. And, I mean, I personally got 63.5 yards. I'm fine with anything under 70. This guy's too good to be at that line. And after 2 quiet games, genuinely think he goes off today. You got Deron Blaine coming back. You got Diggs, big name. He's going to want to compete versus those guys.
Yeah, I mean everything that you said, I agree with. I mean, I just saw that the fact you said his target share was there in the last 2
Yeah,
weeks. I
yeah.
somewhat think it's below average to what we expect. I mean,
No, it is, but I mean, it's still more than enough. Is
you
what
can tell
I
he was
guess what
getting
the point.
ramped up like earlier in the season. Like obviously he had that stinker opening week, and then he didn't
Yeah,
really
he's getting
come
fed.
alive until that third week, or even you could argue that fifth week when he had that 100+ game. But
Yeah,
like
he's
for
had
me,
6
just
and 8.
seeing him get 6 targets in the last game and seeing the Cowboys injury report being riddled on the defensive end, I just can't
Blaine's
help
back.
but think that it's going to be a huge London game. Not to mention CD went crazy in that previous week, so I don't think it's him. I mean, he's going to get his, but I don't think it's going to be 150 with 2 TDs again. I think that guy's going to be Drake today. Great matchup, like you said, zone coverage. This dude fucking eats and gets target volume, bit of an uptick when playing those type of defenses. So I like it, man. And not to mention, I mean, if you like to back the Cowboys, I mean, this game should be competitive with how bad they've looked the last 2 weeks. Like the spread is somewhat short. Obviously, it's gotten steamed on the Atlanta side, but opening up at -1.5. Books think this game is going to be competitive and getting a 52 total. I don't think anybody wants to back the Cowboys to score right now the way they've looked. So I'd expect both these teams to be battling, and I think this game is going to come down to somewhat of a last possession towards the end of the game. I don't know about you, but I think it's going to be competitive.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say his line is that low, PP. I mean, that was crazy. Gurus. Um, you gotta remember how many weapons they have, right? Like Pitts is finally eating. His line's higher than normal, which is going to take away from London. You still have Bijan Robinson back there. Mooney is getting a lot of respect. What's the other guy's name? Ray McLeod gets a little respect. Like all these guys have decently high lines where normally most teams it's 2 guys. Like you look at the Eagles, it's AJ Brown, it's Devonta Smith, and then even Goddard's lines are pretty low for how good he's been. The Falcons have so many playmakers. They have 2 good backs in Algier and Bijan. And like I said, Mooney's been really good, and Ray McLeod's been good, and Pitts has been eating. Like there's a lot of mouths to feed there.
I don't see where you're seeing his line being low, too. Like, I'm looking at the game log. I'm looking at where his lines have been set over the course of the season. I mean, 68.5 is tied for his second highest all year. I mean, he only saw 74.5
versus Miami, right, or something.
He was 74.5 against Seattle. He was 68.5 last week, both going under. So we're getting the same numbers last week, if not higher in some places.
Yeah,
after going under in last 2 weeks. Discounted with Pitts obviously kind of coming into form. But previous to that, man, 68.5, 62.5, 59.5, 60.5, 59.5. Like this line is honestly high for London. You can make an argument. So I don't really see that angle in terms of his line being low, because this is his second highest in terms of where he's been placed so far this season. So I completely disagree, but I appreciate the point.
And that's why I love betting on him too, because this is going to sound crazy until I elaborate, but I think he is going to be a top 5 receiver in the league. I think he's going to be right behind Chase and JJ in a couple of years. I mean, I genuinely think he's elite. He's got everything. He's got the size.
It's the same line as the Bucs defense. So that just shows to show you how little of respect they're giving this Dallas defense. He was just 68.5 versus the Bucs. They can't stop a parked car, and now they're getting 68.5 more juiced to that number against Dallas, who, if you ask any guy in the street, I think they'd say that Dallas's defense is better than the Bucs. I mean, it's not that hard to be. But those are my thoughts. I think Lamb and Drake honestly get theirs today, but I would lean more so on the Drake side.
Yeah, there's a lot of I couldn't decide between
Let's go, people.
I knew that was gonna sound crazy, Evan. It's like I think I'm saying like when he fully reaches his prime.
I think send the link to Snowman too. Snowman,
is it that wild? I mean,
check your DMs.
I don't think it is. Top 15, yeah, no shit. I'm saying I think he's gonna be up there, like right behind Jefferson, Chase, all those guys. I'm extremely high on London. I think he's got everything. He's got the size, speed, route running. Finally has a good quarterback. You guys got to remember, he's been playing with dog shit for the past 2 years.
Yep. I just sent the link to Snowman too. Totally forgot to send it to you, Snowman. My fault. Was waiting for beef. What time is it? 10:54. Okay, cool. Do you have a side that you kind of lean here, Royal? Are you going to get to the counter with anything other than Drake?
I mean, I would lean the Falcons. I'm not going to take it, but I would lean the Falcons. Cowboys are just so dead. The one thing that does scare me about London is, I mean, I don't see how they stop Algier and Bijan. I'm hoping they kind of sell out for the run and maybe open up some play action, just hit a deep shot and get out. But, yeah, that's the one thing that scares me.
All right, chat. Give me some W's in chat for a special guest, guys. Snowman. Hey,
what up, legends? It's great to see you
guys. How we doing?
Nice to see you, dude. Great. It was a great Saturday of college football. Let's keep it rolling into NFL. Fucking have a massive cash day, boys.
Let's go, dude.
Great day. Great day.
Sorry it's been such a struggle on my end to get you on stream. I've been trying to get you on. That's my fault. We've had some technical difficulties last weekend, and honestly, we wanted you on when we were like more so prepared, so it wasn't just bullshit on our end. You know what I mean? And you were just giving us all
good. Bullshitting on stream, that's my specialty. That's what I'm known for.
Perfect, dude. We're excited. Beeve's gonna come on too, so expect a 4-man up here. I think we'll craft somewhat of a lotto at the end. Snowman, I don't know if you've watched our Saturday and Sunday streams before, but we just go through the slate game by game, talk about props, talk about sides, whatever you have in the game, we talk about it. And then at the end, we create somewhat of a lotto all together and play with stream.
Let's do it. Shit is smacking. And I love the London look also.
Let's go.
Yeah, real quick. I see how top 5's kind of a stretch now. You guys know, like, you have an idea and then you actually think about it. You're like, all right. No, I just want to address that quick. A.J. Brown, I agree. CD, J.J., Jefferson, St. Brown. Yeah, 100%. Okay, I see what you guys are saying. Definitely top 10, excuse me. Yeah, the top 5 was a stretch, but I think he's an elite receiver. We'll put it that way.
Agreed. Make sure you guys show love to Snowman as well on Twitch and Twitter. You go live what days of the week, Snowman?
Pretty much every single day. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've been sending us
here and there, but
you've been giving us raids too. So thank you.
Yeah, sir. Got the Hester jersey on today, the old school orange.
Love it, dude.
Love it. I try to raid you guys. I'll usually try to send a raid to anyone talking sports that's live when I go off. You know, try to keep within the community.
That's awesome. Yeah, we appreciate those, dude. We haven't been able to return the favor, just how timing works out. But, dude, we'll get you one of these days. Don't you worry.
No worries.
All right, let's bring up this next game here. We've only been through one. Unless you got something else you want to harp on anything in this game.
I just am really high on CeeDee Lamb today. I know you guys were maybe poo-pooing a little bit on like a letdown spot, but where is it going to let down to? They have no one else to throw to. Jalen Tolbert, no. Like Ezekiel Elliott got left at home. Are they going to really feature Rico Dowdle?
Yeah.
I think this is a huge CeeDee Lamb spot. I think Atlanta's cornerbacks are pretty overrated. AJ Terrell obviously had a great year last year, but this year he's been struggling. And if you look at the trend, number 1 receivers against the Falcons have been absolutely killing them this season. So Lamb has been getting absolutely fed the last couple of weeks, 14 and 17 targets each of the last 2 weeks. His lowest on the year is 7. I feel good about him for yards, receptions, touchdown. I think it's a huge CeeDee Lamb game again. I actually kind of like Dallas to win this game. No one wants to bet on Dallas here. And, this is still a NFL team, Falcons. It's only a 1.5 point line, and it's at the Falcons. So that's implying the Cowboys would be favored on a neutral site, which doesn't really make a lot of sense with all these injuries. So sometimes you don't want to necessarily fade what the books are telling you. Like, look at the Minnesota-Illinois game yesterday. Why was Illinois getting points when they were ranked? Their only 2 losses, which are Oregon, Penn State. Minnesota hadn't really done that much, and yet Minnesota went out and won and covered. So I think it's a potential spot on the Cowboys today as well.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
Bro,
I agree with what you. No, I was just gonna say I kind of agree with everything. I always have a hard time backing somebody that popped off like CD, but that's something I'm working on. All right, like I'm working on it. It is what you said about AJ Terrell was actually like really accurate. I mean, obviously last year, I'm sure he was all pro in some fashion, just unbelievable season. But yeah, he has kind of struggled, and like you said, people have been popping off against him. And I'm a Jalen Tolbert fan, but I still think he needs like a lot more work. So yeah, I mean, and somebody mentioned it too. If they're down, I mean, yeah, he's gonna feed CD in garbage time too. You can get some extra yardage there. But yeah, I don't hate it at all. I think this game's gonna be high scoring, which is really why I love London. I think Falcons have an opportunity to trail too.
Yep, I like everything we're saying here. Honestly, I could totally see both these guys getting 100+ in this game.
Maybe it is a CD London ladder play.
Same gamer.
Could be. I don't hate it at all.
Ooh, I like this. This shit usually hits too. When Lamb's up for like rushing yards.
Yep. when you see these guys are real low. I remember when I think Tyreek was listed, I think a few weeks ago. Royal buy low merchant.
Catch it on, Walker. Catch it on.
We are buy low merchants. We really are. I saw someone say Jake Ferguson too.
Yeah, he's got a good matchup. But again, it's like
Lamb
CD
also has 8 carries on the year. That's a lot for a receiver. I could definitely see him getting one today.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's a good nugget. Appreciate that. Oh, I forgot.
That might be air. Jaden Reed jet sweep is always good for like 20 yards for no reason. Once a game.
Denver ATL, or Denver Ravens. I'm sorry. What are we thinking here, boys? At first, I mean, it seems like an obvious bounce back spot for Baltimore. I somewhat want to lean into that. Seeing Denver, they've gotten a lot of respect ATS wise so far this year. We've seen it every week, kind of leading up to this week. Honestly, I mean, that Chargers game was a huge indicator of kind of the books have this team kind of figured out. It seems like because when I saw the Chargers laying 3 on the road, it was extremely telling to me. At the same time, I think them laying 2.5 versus the Saints was telling. So like seeing them get 9.5, I don't know, man. It's I know it's the Ravens, but off a loss, it's really tough for me to fade the Ravens in this spot. I didn't get to the counter with the Ravens -9, but I definitely lean that way. So what do you guys think, though?
I don't think the line's too crazy. I mean, I could be wrong, but like I know Bo Nix has been solid and the Broncos have been okay. But at the end of the day, this is a rookie QB heading into Baltimore, which is a pretty hostile environment. And I mean, you got Baltimore coming off a pretty bad division loss to Jameis Winston and the beat up Browns. So to me, I don't think the line is that crazy. I'm not playing it by any means, but as far as props or plays, I got nothing. I don't want to get involved in this game, honestly, because I think Bo Nix is pretty solid. I don't think I'm just going to blindly fade him, but yeah, I got nothing in that one.
It is, dude. We're back, Beef. Nice to see you, dude.
I'm glad I'm back from my hiatus. Let me get back on the payroll. I'm sorry about my outburst. I didn't mean it.
Beef, I didn't even answer that text. I don't even worry about it.
I think it was late at night too. I was fucking.
It was at like 2 a.m. You're like, take me off the Ramble payroll.
Yeah, I said I don't want to be paid for fucking with the shit I've been giving out. We're back. I'm done. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm fucking emotional. Give me a break.
Snowman, any thoughts here?
You know, Baltimore's defense has been really struggling this year. So Denver's defense has been a lot better than Baltimore's. I feel like this could be an okay spot for the Broncos where like everybody wants to say like, oh, well, the Broncos offense is trash, which it kind of is. But, you know, I don't think they're going to like put up a goose egg here. I think they'll score a little bit. I think there's a prop you want to take. Maybe it's Bo Nix rush yards. Struggled last week, but 2 before that, 61-75. And again, I think the Ravens will probably win this game, not necessarily in a blowout, but there should be opportunity for Nix to scramble on the late game pass plays.
I don't mind that at all.
I don't hate that. Especially if they're trailing too.
Yeah, that's actually a cute play. Bo Nix has shown he has ability to run. I mean, I was at that Bucs game.
Really well, too.
He looked unreal. I know it's a Bucs defense, but still. Any thoughts here, Beef? Getting a lot of WBs in chat.
I think this line's kind of begging you to take the Broncos, in my opinion. Did I say that right? Yeah, begging you to take the Broncos. I think it just looks like too many points. The Ravens, they keep shitty teams in the game. I think it's a rout. I think I think Ravens blow them out. I kind of like the first half look. Somebody I saw had them first half. -6. Yeah, I kind of like that look, to be honest. So I'm laying the 9. I think I got them at 9. I think it's a rout. I think Bo Nix looks a little worse than what he's been showing. So I got the Ravens.
I agree. I saw that 9, and I know it's the Ravens. I know it's the Broncos, but this is the fattest the Broncos have been underdogs, and they've kept it close with some really good teams this year. So for me, I agree. I think the Broncos getting 9 points seems comfortable, even though it is the Ravens at home. After a loss, though, I can't fade the Ravens at home. They're just I don't think it's a good idea.
Taking that 9.5 is too easy.
Agreed.
With how good the Broncos have looked, especially with their defense. Taking the 9.5 is way too easy.
I agree. Any other thoughts?
It's kind of where I'm at.
No.
I think there's enough good games on the slate that, you know, we shouldn't really even be watching or paying too much attention to this one. Just check the box score after and see what hits.
Agreed.
I'm
just an addict, so I
That's fair. If you can't control yourself, then maybe.
Miami, Buffalo. I've been seeing. I was actually looking at Josh Allen's rush yards. I know he's gone under, I think, the last 3 weeks in that category. I didn't get to the counter on anything prop-wise or side-wise in this game, but I did think it was interesting. I mean, are we really thinking Tua is going to make a difference in this game? Like, for me, Miami's just a bad team this year.
Yeah, Tua is going to make a big difference here.
I agree he's going to make a difference, but I just have a bad feeling about the Dolphins this year in general. Like, I just don't believe in this team.
I was going to say, keep in mind that for the vast majority of the history of the NFL, a player was only out with a concussion for a play or two, right? You go to the sideline, you say, oh, can you use your bell rung? No, you're good. Okay, go back in there. And most of the time, players are able to perform. So I don't think the concussion is going to keep him out from doing anything they want him to do. And it's certainly an improvement over Snoop Huntley and Skylar Thompson.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a big improvement for the Dolphins in this game.
Yes.
They're so bad, dude. And people love to bet them last week, and everyone got burned. And I think this is the perfect spot for the Dolphins. I love the Dolphins. I'm on the Dolphins, and I'm going to hate every second of it. I wasn't on them last week. But I don't know. Hopefully Tua looks normal. But
he was fine last week, wasn't he?
I mean,
he had that slide on the run that everyone applauded for. It was like he hit a home run, and when he slid down.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. That number was staying at 6 instead of 7.5, which I think it should be. 6 just looks so easy. Like, I'll take Josh Allen by a touchdown. And now it keeps moving down to 5, 5.5. I've seen it at 5 in some places. Money's coming on the Bills. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I think Bills are way, 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 way too easy. I think it's finally the Dolphins' week, hopefully. We'll see.
I don't know, man. The 1-6 ATS Miami Dolphins are just not too enticing for me. I totally get why in the spot for you guys. I mean, you're right. Buffalo winning by a touchdown at home does seem easy. I just can't back Miami, dude.
I think you have to throw everything. I think you have to throw everything you know about Miami out the window. This whole season. I mean, again, I've said this last week. Everyone loves to shit on Tua. Everyone thinks he sucks, not good. Take him out of the picture. Dolphins can't move the ball. Mike McDaniel's system is so good. Any QB could not move the ball.
Tua's obviously Miami good. Stopping Buffalo.
It's a division game, bro. These games are always close.
All right.
I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying I think a lot of people still have a bad taste in their mouth betting Miami with 2 janitors as quarterbacks. That's my thing.
And wasn't it this game earlier in the season that Tua got injured on against the Bills?
Yeah, it was.
So it could be very inspiring. Maybe they want to go out and play super hard, get some revenge on the team that knocked him out.
It is probably a little chilly in Buffalo too. But yeah, no, he was cooking. He had the near 20 completions, I think, in the first half.
I could be wrong, man.
But the line, not the team. You're betting on this line. You're not betting on the Dolphins. You're betting on the Dolphins, and don't bet them.
Dude, the Bills have just owned Miami in this spot for years. It's so hard for me to back Miami traveling to Buffalo.
You don't got to do it.
I'm not gonna. It's just the Bills have won 9 out of 10 matchups in their last 10.
Yeah, but the Dolphins were terrible.
This team owns them, man. I want nothing to do with Miami, honestly. I totally get why you guys like him. It's definitely a buy low, but for me, this is I'm so out. I'm not going to fade Josh Allen MVP at home versus a Miami Dolphins team that I think is extremely overrated and has no defense. I can't see it. I think, honestly, if you like Miami, I don't think it's a cover and lose in a close game. I think it's a win outright or get blown out type of thing, to be honest. But that's my opinion.
This is actually crazy. I'm looking it up now. Miami has lost 11 out of the last 12 to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Just outright. They've been getting absolutely destroyed.
And the only win was in Miami.
Yeah, and I remember that. It was week 2 or 3, and it was 100 degrees.
Yep. So,
any props you guys like in this game? I actually really like Dalton Kincaid here in the spot.
I was gonna say that I like Kincaid. Snowman, go ahead. Why do you like him?
I just think that, Kincaid has been a little bit underlooked this season because they have so many more, I don't want to say weapons, but without Stephon Diggs, Allen is really spreading the ball out a lot more. It's a true just throw to whoever's open. And Miami, I think that the weakness of their team is over the middle. We just saw, what was it? McBride last week have 9 receptions for 134 yards against them. And Kincaid with a relatively bad performance against them week 1, 33 yards, but he only needs to get 40 and a half. So only 7 extra yards in a spot where I think that Buffalo is going to be a little bit more aggressive because they're not going to be in as big of a blowout as it was last time against Miami. They may still win, but it's not going to be a game where they're up 21-2 and gets injured. So a little more competitive spot. Kincaid has been very solid so far this year. Good matchup. I think it's a very good opportunity for him. And he's had 6 or 7 targets each of the last 5 weeks. So as long as he can catch the ball and produce, it's not really too hard to get to 40 yards.
I'm with you. I think Miami's biggest weakness is their linebackers and the over the cross the middle. Exactly what you said. I couldn't have said it better, to be honest. Coming off a game where he went under last week, I know he got a touchdown, but I think it is a Kincaid game, man. I really do. Tyreek scoring.
I forgot. I'm big on A-Chain today. That's the one score I have. Well, now that we're talking about it, the only thing I locked in last night was his receptions. I like his yards. I'm not taking it. I'm on his receptions instead. I think they try to feed him a lot, and then I'm taking him to score too. So happy A-Chain day. But if they start fucking feeding Mostert again, I'm going to lose my mind because I feel like he's been getting more run than he's ever got. He fell off, and now he's back to getting like a decent amount of run. I hate running backs. I hate betting on them, and that's all I do is bet on running backs.
It feels like Mostert is only getting the red zone carries. Like they want to use him as the goal line back.
Because I bet on A-Chain, I think, the last 3 weeks. That would make sense.
I will say, Snowman, I'm pretty sure Kincaid's line is the highest it's been all year as well in this game.
I want
to double check, but I'm almost positive he's been sub 40. He's at 41.5 some places now.
I think he's been like 45-ish at times. I was gonna say that.
I want to see.
Just because Amari Cooper's there now, it's gonna be tough.
Let me double check.
Put a higher line, but no, I mean I like what you guys said about Kincaid. I hate getting involved in this game. I took Tyreek Hill last week. I mean, he almost went over at half and then had 3 yards in the second half, so he's probably free today. I mean, Jalen Waddle has been as quiet as it gets, so I mean, he's due for a big game. So a lot of guys do in these games. I don't want to get involved in it.
And historically, I love betting on Waddle, so I would love to see him kind of pop off and get back to the status that he was at in previous years.
Agreed, because Tyreek always has that super high line, and Waddle is obviously a very talented receiver, 1,000-yard guy his whole career. So I always took advantage of that too. And
they have the connection from college. They played at Bama together.
Very
Thank
true.
you for correcting me too, Royal, because it's as high as line since since Cooper got added to the squad. So thank you for that. I misread my notes there.
I like what Steak said too. I think this is a lot of points for a divisional game that involves Miami. I just don't see Miami scoring a ton of points, and if I like Miami, I think their defense has to play a little bit better. I'm not a totals guy, but I would lean the under. I think it's a lot of points.
I would love to see Beeve like bitch and sweat about totals.
Dude, I hate totals. Every time I it's asking 2 teams to fucking lock in instead of 1.
I hate totals.
I hate them so much. I'm on one today,
I hate team totals, bro. I have the worst luck with that shit.
I do now too.
You're barking up the wrong tree, bro.
Oh yes. I'll put myself in the bin.
Talking to Mr. Team Total over here.
Did you say I got hooked on one yesterday too?
You did?
No,
on
I did
what?
not.
I had Purdue 20.5, and they went to overtime at 20. I was like, all right, let's go. 4th and 5. Surely they kick a field goal. That's like a 30-yarder. No, they went for it and then didn't get it. I was like, nice, guys. Sweet.
We love that. Saints, Carolina. This is a really gross game.
What a game.
Yeah, probably the best slate, or best game on the slate, I should say. You guys have any questions? I personally have none, so I'll just let you guys take the floor.
I got one quick one. Xavier Legette or Coker is going crazy. I don't want to pick which one, so somebody convince me. But one of them is going to have a big game. 50+, 60+, easily.
I've been taking Legette like sneak touchdowns the past couple weeks. Dude low-key gets in the end zone. He's kind of a dog. He's kind of a dog. But no, I mean, I'm not betting this game or a prop.
Snowman, I feel like you got something.
I mean, you got Bryce Young versus Spencer Rattler, and Rattler is a -7 favorite. I don't really care who he's going against. I feel like you got to take the points no matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's Andy
Rattler's
Dalton,
so bad, dude.
Bryce Young. Shit, doesn't even matter who it is. It could be fucking me out there at quarterback. I don't mind taking 7 points here.
Thank you. And can we all remember when everyone thought Rattler was going to be this nasty starting quarterback that was going to take Derek Carr's job and do all these crazy things? Everyone's finally coming back down to earth about this rat shit player that's known as the Rat Master.
I do want to say I
Carr's
think Carr
playing.
is starting. Yeah, I just want.
Oh, it is Carr back?
Oh, it's Carr's playing?
Okay, well then the line makes a
That
little
makes more sense with the line, yeah.
We do have to remember week 1 where the Saints dog walked them for 40+. Not that I'm saying it's a bounce back for Carolina.
You know I love Carr, dude. You know I love Carr.
I just think Carolina's going to be trailing and have to throw. Granted, again, I don't have a lot of confidence in Bryce Young, but Saints do play a lot of man, and if you know how to beat man, it's crossing routes and shit, which is why I think Coker and Leggett are going to have a big game. Plus, they're very good versus man. So if their QB can get them the ball, that's another thing is, like, I don't know how much I trust Bryce Young here. But if they're going to be trailing all game, which I think they are, I mean, their lines are both mid-30s. I mean, I could easily see one, if not both, getting 50+ or even 40+ at that rate. I mean,
I also kind of like Chuba Hubbard rush yards in this game. Carolina has a very, very underrated offensive line. According to Pro Football Focus, they're actually a top 5 line in the league. And, again, this now with Carr in, right, the 7 line makes sense. So it may make more sense for the Panthers to say, hey, we want to run the ball, control the clock, and keep him on the sideline, shorten the game, and that might give us a better chance to win. So I was already on Hubbard beforehand, but though that was more of a when I thought Rattler was playing, I still like it even with Carr. It should be a really good opportunity for the Cardinals, or not the Panthers run game.
I actually like that. Chuba's been really
he's been amazing,
too.
yeah.
He's been extremely efficient. I would lean into rushing and receiving, honestly, for him.
Yeah, in week 1, he only had 6 attempts versus New Orleans. If you take that game out and game 2 out, when he's really kind of become more of the starter, Miles Sanders has gotten much less run. He's averaging somewhere around 15, 16 carries a game. So he only needs to average about 3-4 yards a carry to get to this number. I feel pretty good about this.
One thing to note or monitor, chat, can anyone confirm if Brooks is playing? Because that would be – he's not playing. Okay. Then, yeah, I like Hubbard. Yeah. He's been awesome, man. He's been really good.
Hubbard for a TD. So you have him rush yards, Snowman, or do you have attempts?
I have yards,
Okay.
but I guess I don't mind attempts. What's the number for attempts?
Not sure. I'm seeing TD. I don't mind that. I think
15 and a half. 15 and a half sounds about right. I think either's fine.
Yeah, I like Carr. I've always been a fan of Carr. I think he gets a kind of the shit end of the stick more times than not. It felt like everyone was glazing him in the beginning of the season, then all of a sudden he's shit again. Dude just battles through injury. It's just unfortunate. All right, let's move on from this one. I like everything we said. Vegas Bengals.
Oh, baby. I love my prop in this game, dude.
Go ahead. What is it?
Big Brock Bowers, man. Come on. Are we serious?
Yeah, that's who I'm on too. Love it.
He's coming off a pretty, honestly, good game versus a very good Chiefs defense. He did go under his line because I was talking to Token about it. Went under by like a yard or two. But yeah, I mean, the Bengals are a very man-heavy team, and I mean, Bowers has been just insane this year, to say the least. It's been pretty quiet because the Raiders are just a shit organization this year, but he's been the one bright spot, and he gets fed, man. I'm talking 7-8+ targets. I assume they're going to be trailing. I mean, the Bengals should win and lead this game. It should be a passing game script, and I don't even know who's playing QB. It might be O'Connell, but I mean, he's their best playmaker. I do like Jacoby Myers a little bit, but with Devontae gone, he didn't even play the whole year, but this is a Bowers all day.
Yep. Yeah, I can't agree more with this pick for sure. Minshew is in at quarterback. It feels like Minshew has even liked him, targeting him more so than AOC. It's even kind of a bounce back spot because last week he only had 5 targets and he converted all 5 of them for receptions for 58 yards. The weeks before he had 14, 10, and 12 targets. I'm expecting it to tick back up in a matchup where they're likely to be behind and trailing all game. Exactly as you said, Bengals don't really have that great of a man coverage linebacker. So I think Bowers is going to absolutely feast today.
I got 64.5. I don't know what you got, but I'm fine with anything in that
that's
range.
around what I got. Let me check.
Yeah, I mean
So-
he's been fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
64.5 on FanDuel.
I like what you guys are saying.
I wasn't worried like how he was going to translate. I was just curious to see it on the Raiders just because we're so fucking low on them. But yeah, he's been amazing.
It was a great pick for the Raiders. You know, he was by far the best player left on the board. They didn't necessarily need him because they drafted Michael Mayer in the second round last year. But you can't pass up on talent when you're as bereft of talent as the Raiders are. And now when they go ahead and draft a quarterback next year, he's got probably the best tight end in football next year ready to throw to.
Mhm.
Honestly, yeah, it sounds crazy because you have like Kelsey, Kittle, and all these guys, but he's been just as good, honestly.
Kind of plays into. I want to hear what Beef thinks before I give you guys what I'm on this game. I actually have somewhat of a ladder.
I have a rare stay away, so fire away.
Wow, is it Chase Brown?
No, it's actually not a player. It's a team total. It's actually the Bengals' first half
After you
team
just
total.
swore off team totals.
No, that was me.
that was not
That
me.
was us.
Roy.
That was
That
us.
was
I would never
He's
swear
the team
off team
total
total.
guru. He's the team total.
Okay,
guy.
I love it.
I mean, I see the Bengals off three. Look at their 3 straight first halves. I mean, versus the Giants, versus Cleveland, versus Philly, all sub 10 points. And seeing their team total at 13.5, it's juiced to the over at -125 some places. I think this is the Bengals starting fast, starting quickly. They haven't gone over this number since that OT game versus Baltimore. And for me, I think getting 16.5 at +180 is great value. I think they can easily score 17 in the first half versus this Raiders team off a game they just got up for versus KC. So I think this is a great spot to back the Bengals offensively in any way you slice it. I think the first half is what I'm going to target because I think they go up big. Kind of plays into your Brock Bowers. Hopefully the Raiders will be trailing early, have to throw the ball in that kind of script. So I took the Bengals over 13.5 first half and then laddered it to 16.5 +180 for today. So that's my look.
Yeah,
I guess on the Bengals total, I feel like Jamar Chase to get a touchdown feels like a good bet every single week. He scored 5 out of the last 6 games, -160 on some places like DraftKings, but pretty close to even odds on FanDuel. Pretty good price discrepancy there. I even don't mind him for 2 touchdowns today. I think he could absolutely feast. We know that Burrow looks for him, especially in a game where they may not be as concerned because they're up so big. Like, hey, why don't we get my guy an extra touchdown or 2?
Yep. And looking at that game against the Eagles too, like I watched that game being an Eagles fan, and Joe Burrow looked good early, and then things kind of fell apart for them. I think the Eagles defense has actually been playing a lot better ever since that Giants game. They've been kind of on top of it, like playing upside down on top of their heads. And seeing the Bengals kind of start off hot and then kind of simmer down as the Eagles started to figure it out makes me kind of want to lean into the fact that this is just going to be a blowout, courtesy of Cincinnati. So no T. Higgins as well. Yeah, we're getting a full game total at 26.5. I mean, the Bengals haven't hit that in a few games either. So I think everything points to offense for the Bengals.
Remember what I told you, MJ? The Eagles defense is young. They have a lot of new pieces, a lot of young pieces, and they need time. I think it's coming together.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, those Eagles young guys are really good. According to like the advanced metrics, they're very highly rated already, and still
Mitchell's
rookies.
good.
Quinyon Mitchell is a beast. Yeah,
And DeJean is doing great too.
DeJean is kind of finding his role within the defense. It's cool. He's extremely
Fangio will
athletic.
find a way to use him, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Bro. It's crazy. Beef,
Anything else
any,
you guys got?
Cena, that's me. Make sure you sub up. I accidentally clicked on it though, and I fucking saw his POD for tomorrow, and it's fading my fellow Ohio State Buckeyes. So I can't wait to nuke this shit out of Jeff's POD day 1. Even better content if I wasn't blocked. I got my burner. I'll get there.
we got VIP cappers leaked, bro. We know where to find it. Yeah, this game is a shit show. What are you guys' thoughts here?
I mean, I kind of want to run back Lad McConkey. He just destroys man coverage, but I don't know. I don't want to get involved in this game, but that would be my only lean. Lad McConkey. Don't hate Nick Chubb either, but
Thank you for the sub, Cheryl. If we didn't say that earlier.
The only thing I can say about this game, it's all Jameis all the time. Finally he's back in the NFL, a true gunslinger. He's gonna be throwing the shit out of the ball, and he looked really, really good last week against the Ravens. I know the Chargers defense is also pretty solid, but I kind of like getting some more exposure to the Browns pass game because it doesn't matter if they're winning or losing. Jameis will be chucking it down the field. I kind of like Njoku in this spot. Seems like he's been getting targeted a ton ever since they lost Amari Cooper. And you can potentially stay away from Derwin James. I know he's potentially guarding over the middle, but the other responsibilities with the deep passes, especially to Tillman last week, Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy. I feel like the secondary is going to have to focus on the receivers and the deep threat that Jameis represents. So I like Njoku again in this week to get yards, most specifically right around 50 yards is his total. He's hit it back-to-back weeks, 14 and 7 targets each of the last 2 weeks without Cooper. Feels like a good opportunity for them to keep going back to him.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I feel like we kind of saw that last year, I think, right? When I know it wasn't Jameis, but Watson and whoever else was in just fed Njoku. I think Cooper was out or something or whatever. But essentially when he's their number one guy, which I consider him to be, I mean, he gets like 10-plus targets a game. It's hard not to play into that.
Yeah, and this seems like a lot of respect.
Cooper just got ruled out, too. If you guys took Kincaid.
Wow, let's go.
I had to grab my charger.
Did you do you think this is a lot of respect for the Browns to be getting? I know they looked impressive last week, but do you think this is
after beating the Ravens, Vegas is going to make it look like they're good, but we all know they're not. I lean the Chargers, but I'm surprised Cleveland's actually getting all the money. That surprised me even more. I feel like LA looks really easy, but the public seems to not think so. So I'm probably staying away. This noon slate sucks, to be honest. I've never liked 3 o'clock games, but they're way better this week.
Yeah, this line is definitely a little sketchy. I wonder if some of it is due to the fact that Jameis might actually just be better at this point in his career than Deshaun Watson. I mean, the offense certainly looked a lot better with him and even missing Watson and Cooper. Now they're getting Nick Chubb back too. The team looks like it's getting into a better form than it was earlier in the season.
Yeah, he's definitely a better passer than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is gross when he has to pass the ball. Office runs better with Jameis.
Like, wouldn't you think that if the Browns were like, say, +3, it would even entice more bettors to take them with how good they look? Like, I think them getting +1.5 is almost telling. Like, I somewhat lean the Browns here. I haven't got to the counter with anything, but I just saw that line. I did not expect it. It could be an overreaction from that Baltimore win, but like, it seems like a large overreaction. I wouldn't blink an eye if they were +3, is kind of my point.
No, I wouldn't either. I just it's not worth it to bet this game.
I know. It's hard to back Cleveland after such a great win. Jameis looked awesome, and maybe he is the key to their success for the rest of the year. But I feel like I have to wait on the sidelines and wait this one out. I do like your Njoku play, Snowman. I think that's a great look.
And I also like the McConkey look also. I mean, Herbert has had his highest 3 pass yard performances in the last 3 weeks. Harbaugh, we know, loves to run the shit out of the ball, but maybe he's realizing that, hey, when you only have one running back and in the NFL, it's tougher to risk injury because in college, you're not really paying these guys. So boom, on to the next one. But in the NFL, you have a lot of salary cap implications and you gotta treat it a little bit differently. So I think Chargers are going a little bit more to a pass focus, and I do think McConkey is the beneficiary of that.
I might do it. I might have to do it.
You're playing with McConkey house money, Royal. You might as well, dude.
I mean, he looked insane last week, and I think he was a first rounder, right? I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think very early second rounder.
Was he? Okay. I knew it was late first or early second, but yeah, I mean, he was great. And with what's his name, Johnston, kind of going back to being mid or even if that, Palmer's been shaky. They don't really have a tight end. I think he's undoubtedly the number one option. And like I said, he plays extremely well versus man coverage, which the Browns, I think, are top 1 at this point. Someone did mention Herbert rush yards. I kind of do like that. I don't know what the line is, but again, same thing, man coverage. And Herbert is more mobile than people think, so I don't hate that at all. I might get there with McConkey. I might just sack up and do it.
I like this comment from Crutch Bets, Chargers D to score a touchdown. I mean, Jameis was very clean last week. He's got to be due for an interception. This man has the only 30-30 season in NFL history. 30 touchdowns, 30 picks. Definitely see an opportunity from a feisty Chargers defense, who has a good line also. They have a very strong defensive line. Could definitely get a strip sack in there. I think that's a sharp look, honestly.
Is it actually, Hefe? It's -230 for a pick.
Snowman, do you have an action?
Why the fuck is Jaden Daniels +2?
Action Network? No, I don't.
Okay.
Does that not seem weird? Sorry, I'm off topic. Why is
What'd you
Jaden
say?
Daniels 210 to score with Brian Robinson out? That is insane to me.
Is
Isn't
Robinson
he-
officially out?
Yeah. Isn't he
I need to
usually
change
plus
my, need to change my
150?
fantasy lineup.
I'm tweaking. I'm not taking it. There's
You
no
know
way
the
that-
football. You know the touchdown market's better than we would, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's
I think that's why he's bringing it up. Yeah.
that makes no sense. Is what I'm saying. That's so easy.
I
I'm
didn't
not
know
taking it.
Robinson was out, dude.
It's too
Fuck.
easy. Come back to this one. He scores 3 times.
The only thing that makes sense to me on that number being low is because he's still maybe dealing with the injury. They think he could be a little bit more hesitant to run near the goal line. Plus, the Giants do have a very strong defensive line, but yeah, that feels way off.
Mispriced line? Is it? I'm
He
looking.
also hasn't scored in 4 weeks, so maybe it's due to that. But
Has he
I don't
really
know.
not?
That feels really good.
Damn, I gotta pick someone up in fantasy now, bro.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, by the way, Snow. It's awesome.
Of course, happy to be on.
Yeah, got to have you up more of these streams coming up.
Especially
we
with
good on?
college hoops coming back. We have
Oh,
to,
yeah. Oh yeah. Are we done with this game, or can we move on?
I'm definitely
we're
done
just-
with that game.
Just get my card out. Washington, New York. I mean, divisional matchup.
Oof.
Everything is telling me to bet the Giants in this spot.
Do
But
you remember the last game? Do you remember the last time they played? Giants kicker got hurt. They had to go for it. No extra points.
oh, that's right, and they lost
Yeah,
by
Giants,
3.
they
Oh
should have
my
won that game
God.
outright. You're 100%
That's the
correct.
sole reason I'm on the over. I'm taking a total. This is the sole reason because of that game. They scored 0 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my God, I remember
Commanders
that,
didn't
yeah.
either. They had like 9 field goals, right, or 7,
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah, he won Special Teams Player of the Week. I think he had 7 field goals.
Yep.
Insane.
I mean, prop wise, it's hard to not like Neighbors. I'm not really getting involved in this game. I feel like it's gonna be kind of the secondary guys popping off. I don't know why. My gut's just not in it, but I will say Commanders defense has looked really good the past 2 weeks. Yes, one was the Panthers, and then 2 was the Bears. So that's one thing you can try and fade. I still just don't think they have the talent or personnel to be playing this well. So I kind of think the Giants, like Beef said, I kind of think they put up points here.
Yeah. I'm between right now. I might take Tracy, but I also like Neighbors too.
Yeah, I like Neighbors a lot in this game. Washington, I mean, obviously
All right,
last week they
fuck you.
played really, really well, but they've been getting cooked by number 1 receivers. They're
Yeah.
also one of the few teams in the league who plays mostly single high safeties instead of double high safeties. So that should offer opportunity for a guy like Neighbors to streak down the field. I also don't mind Darius Slayton here. Even with Neighbors back, they've still been looking for him on bombs. I think there's a good opportunity for him to get one in this game. His number is pretty low as well.
Yeah, he is their deep threat aside from Neighbors, so I don't hate that at all.
Everything we're talking about leans into Daniel Jones passing yards from what I'm hearing, which is just
Yeah, that's
The most exciting bet on the board. He's also hit the number he needs to hit 5 out of the last 6 weeks. So
oh man.
Also.
Has he-
Hey, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I just wanted to say, I mean, I think this Tracy guy is an absolute fucking stud. I mean, I'm a big like eye test guy, and to me, he passes like everything.
Checks all
He
the
just-
boxes. Yeah.
He just looks so, especially for a rookie too. Like he just looks so like good, especially because I think he was a receiver in college, right? Someone was saying. I don't know much about him to be honest, but I'm
I
pretty
believe
sure
he was a receiver, and then his last year of college he moved to running back.
Yeah, I mean, he looks incredible. And to me, Singletary started out well too. The fact that he just took over completely, it looks like, is pretty impressive in my eyes.
Yeah, it's wild to be honest, because I thought Singletary was gonna have a year. They loved.
Yeah, and you know Dable loves him. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, to me, I think he's gonna be a player. I think he's gonna be very good. I could see him having a big day, catching out of the backfield too.
Yeah, if I were to play him, I would look at the rush plus receiving yards factor. Even though he has been doing way more on the ground, he's still a big threat through the air. And in situations where Washington blows them out, which is a very potential possibility, you definitely want to be on the receiving end side of things.
Yeah, they play a
He's
soft
good.
zone too. I'm pretty sure, right? Commanders. Actually, never mind. It's Dan Quinn. Never mind.
Can we talk about how the 3 p.m. games absolutely fuck this week for once, and the noon games suck? 3 p.m. games rock, and they never do. Like I'm usually bored of football by then. Like I have nothing to bet on these noon games. Like I think they're terrible. Other
This
than like
is-
Dallas and Atlanta will be a good watch. That's about
I
it.
think that one, and honestly, I think this game is going to be a sneaky good watch as well. Sorry, I'm just getting my card out. We can move on to this one. I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna just get this right in 1 sec.
I have to start Dalvin Cook today. That's gonna be fun.
Great
Good
start.
luck.
Yeah, this game is disgusting. The only two players I like prop-wise are Demario Douglas or Kayshon Boutte. I can't pick which one. They both do well versus man coverage, so to me, it's like flipping a coin. Granted, they're both low lines, but yeah, I mean, I like both of them. But aside from that, I'm out on this game.
Yeah, I was mixed. If you remember after playing the Lions, teams can't win. It's impossible to win after you play the Lions. Tennessee just played the Lions. Should be that. But then I see the Pats, you know what I mean? They just beat the Jets, and then the Jets just murder the fuck out of the Texans. So it's like, where do you go with that? They're laying 3, though. I hope the streak's over and they win a game after beating or losing to the Lions. I'm on Tennessee -3, and I hate every part of it.
Yep, I lean that way too. Couldn't get there. Too fucking gross.
Yeah.
Another fucking game. The Titans are fucking -3 or +3. It's every week. It's every fucking week, man.
Surely
like
they'll cover, right?
Whatever website this is could do a much better job with these bar graphs because they look like the exact same color.
These colors. Yeah, these colors are the exact same. You can. Oh my god, it's probably like 1 RGB value.
Yeah, what's the Pantone here? What's the Pantone?
Yeah. Any Photoshop whiz get that joke. I agree with you, Beav. I think everything screams the Titans. I can't get there, man. I refuse to lose going on this team, but I definitely lean that way, brother.
I like the under in this game. These two teams have the 2 lowest ranked offensive lines in the entire league. I think there will be a lot of opportunity for sacks, a lot of opportunity for stuffed runs. I hate this game total, so just maybe take the under and don't even watch it.
Yeah,
That's a good point, honestly. Titans have a good D line too. Very good D line.
I was looking at Titans sacks props, but then I figured May is a little bit too mobile to maybe like go big on that.
That's true. All right, I added McConkey. I had to do it. Oh,
Bears, Arizona. Bears off probably the most gut-wrenching loss of. I would go on a limb and say that would be the worst loss they'll take all year.
I said this last
by
week.
The fact how it happened.
The Hail Mary wasn't even the worst part. It's just how like stupid our coaches coached that game. That was to me, that was the end of the season right there.
He can't take any accountability. He has zero accountability.
It's terrible. The worst part is both him and Waldron doubled down on the defensive tackle handoff. Oh, we would do it again. We thought it was a good call. I mean, that was the Hail Mary was the Hail Mary was second in my opinion to just piss. Like the coaches just ruined everything. I have zero hope. I knew it in the beginning of the year. Thought Caleb could maybe carry, but no, it's Snowman. I'm sure you can relate. But
it's always a bad thing when your coach says something that could be directly attributed and quoted by Matt Nagy, because it seems like those are the exact type of things that he would say back when he was the coach. Matt Nagy is the single worst coach in the history of the National Football League. He doesn't even deserve a job anywhere. He's only in the NFL because he's best friends with Brett Veach, the GM of the Chiefs. They were college roommates together. So bro, Andy Reid doesn't even like him. He got into the NFL as an assistant with the Eagles because his best friend was in the front office. He has never had a job anywhere outside of working for Brett Veach, with the one exception of when he's pulled the used car salesman tactic and got the Bears to hire him. He's just the biggest joke of all time, and yet he's still a worse coach than Eberflus. Waldron is pretty bad out there, but
he's terrible.
It was just a disgusting play. Stevenson has been benched for this game, and it wasn't even because of the Hail Mary. I was watching that game very intently last week. He was getting shredded every single play. McLaurin destroyed him. I would have just cut him outright because you can't have that type of guy in the team. Apparently, him apologizing in the locker room and benching him is going to clear all the faults.
Fix everything, right? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Not to get too much into the Bears, but Snowman, I don't know if you know Terrell Smith, the backup corner. I think he's great, to be honest with you. I'm excited to watch him. But as far as this game goes, this is what sucks too, because in a normal offense, like DJ should eat here, Romes should eat here, and I just have zero confidence. I don't know, like I just can't press any buttons. Like if DJ Moore was on a good offense playing the Cardinals, I mean it would be no hesitation here. But I can't do it. I mean, the only thing I would lean is like Caleb attempts or yards because I can't pick his receiver. I mean, Komet is a good matchup too, so I kind of think he just gets the ball to everybody. But this is a game Odunze should hit a deep shot. DJ should just be feasting all game. Obviously, you still have Keenan Allen. So to me, I can never pick one, especially with Dumbo calling the plays. I mean, there's just I just don't know how you do it.
There's nothing worse than when you hate your team's offensive coordinator or head coach. There's nothing worse.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like. I've never liked my team's offensive coordinator.
Yeah, you haven't had a good one in forever. So
what, Mike Martz 10 years ago? When he was the guy who single-handedly traded Greg Olsen for a third-round pick? I can't even claim him.
Yeah.
That's for why I'm kind of leaning into Arizona and their offense. And I want to back James Conner. I think this guy is one of the most efficient running backs and slept-on guys in the NFL in terms of offensive production. And I see like a straight zigzag effect. Anytime this guy has a bad game, he follows up with a great performance. I'm not going to go away from that trend now. I don't know why he's just not a big-name running back. I feel like people just don't like backing him, and I definitely will off a bad game against a Bears team that, like I said, man, it's going to be tough for this defense and team to get up. They played a fucking hell of a game. That defense played an insane game against Washington.
It's a story
An
of our
insane game. So for me, like them getting up and playing Arizona following that loss is going to be really hard on the road, especially. For me, I think if the Bears are going to win this game, it's going to be offensively. So I'm going to lean into Arizona, kind of keeping that same momentum and kind of seeing that offense that we've known for them to see against bad defense. I'm not going to call Chicago a bad defense, but I'm going to say they're not going to get up the way they did against Washington. So I think they have an opportunity to score more so than they would in a different spot versus Chicago. So for me, I like James Conner.
Yeah, normally I would say I don't like that, and it's not the fan in me, just because our run defense has been extremely good. But we are quite injured. Snowman, you could probably – I mean, Jaquan Brisker, in my opinion, is one of the best safeties in the league, and he was playing that way until he's been hurt. He's out. We're pretty injured, so I do kind of like it. Connor's a bruiser. I think he can kind of chip away at it. And like you said, I mean, I feel like morale is quite low for this team. I feel like all – playoff hope, anything like that, division that they had in the beginning of the season is probably setting in that they don't trust their coaches. I mean, not to harp on again, but DJ Moore and all the players were saying how they thought that offensive line play call was bullshit. And then you have the coaches saying they think it's a good call. So they're butting heads here. It's ugly. Granted, I think the Bears have enough talent to compete and potentially win. I have no confidence in it. So
the only thing I can hope is that it's something similar to like what we saw from Nebraska when they lost to Indiana by 50 and then came back and almost beat Ohio State. Like, I think there's a lot of players on this team who have a lot of pride and a lot of motivation, especially Caleb Williams. I mean, this is a guy who isn't really necessarily going to care about the coaching malfunction because he's a rookie. He's not really, used to all that. So I think that the Bears offense could have a decent day here. I would like Komet. You mentioned him a little bit earlier. He had a horrific game last week, as pretty much everyone on the Bears offense did. So I think it's a nice bounce back spot for him specifically because the Cardinals have a relatively weak linebackers core.
Yep.
And then on the Arizona side, the only real guy I'm looking at in this game is Trey McBride. Jalen Johnson has been one of the best corners in the league this season. He is a lockdown guy who will travel both sides. So I think Harrison is going to be locked up pretty well. And I don't really love any of the other receivers on this team. I mean, Dortch, Michael Wilson, they have low numbers, but I think they would want to look more towards McBride, who's been a lot more proven this year.
Well, they said Brisker is as good as Lewis Seen.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're a Bears fan, bro, you got to be delusional. I mean, Brisker was one of the best safeties in the league.
Lewis Seen's the worst player I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, I know. First round pick. I know.
The worst pick. By the way, Kyle Hamilton was still there when we traded back and then still got a safety.
Oh, nah.
Sickening. Fuck that team.
That's crazy.
I can get in this game. This was the other POD. I love this team just as much as I like the Packers today. Bears are a whale. Bears are a max. Bears are winning. There's zero doubt in my mind. I don't think anyone should have made them a plus number after taking the worst loss ever. Arizona after a gritty win. Bears are a whale. Bears win today. Zero doubt in my mind.
I don't hate it. Like I said, I really don't. I think they're the better team. I think they got more talent. I think the
fans are out too. The fans are out.
In me knows it's like reality is we're not doing anything, but this is a very winnable game and they match up quite well. And guys, just to clear it up, I'm not saying Brisker is one of the best. he was playing like it to start the season. He's still very young. He's got a long way to go. He was 100% playing like it in every single stat and metric you want to look at.
I mean, there's a saying in the stock market, when the time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. And right now, there was blood in the streets for the Bears. The fans are completely apoplectic. The team is a little bit injured. So I definitely see this being a good opportunity for the Bears. Absolutely. I do agree with you, Beef. I think it is a Bears max spot.
Yeah.
Wow. I might have to dabble. I mean, the thing is, like I said, right, I can't pick a prop.
Everything you're saying is making me want to take the Bears.
I mean, just think about it like this. If the Bears knock the Hail Mary down last week, that's the only difference in the game. What's the spread for this game?
Bears minus 2.5.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2.5, yeah.
So I think you're getting 3 points of value inherently off that. You got to ride with the Bears on the bounce back spot.
Yeah, I agree.
I said this last week, but then again, Dan Quinn's a very good defensive coach. When we have won, it's because the other team doesn't have a good D-line or pass rush, which is the case here. So Caleb should have time, and obviously Swift has been really good. Their defense is just so bad. So yeah, I mean it should, but it's a joke.
Nugget. Eberflus.
Yeah, but you got to think how bad those teams were the first 2 years. To me, that doesn't mean anything.
A little skewed.
I mean, listen, Eberflus has to go also, but he's not as bad as Waldron.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with him, I mean, he's got the defense right. Head coaching, he's pretty bad at. He's still a great defensive coordinator.
This is why we have these streams picks with P. We talk it out. You know, this is how we come up. This is how we're digging for gold on these streams, man. We're digging. Sometimes we find it. Sometimes we find coal. You know, it's one or the other. All right. Anything else on this game?
Michael, he's definitely going somewhere. When Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, basically outright said he didn't take a job last year because he wanted the Bears job, he's gone, and we're going to be hiring Johnson.
Yeah, last thing I'll say, I convinced myself that Ben Johnson will be our head coach and Robert Saleh will be our defensive coordinator, so can't wait to hire
Bring back Fangio. Let's get Fangio back as the DC.
Can't wait to hire, I don't even know, Arthur Smith, probably.
It'll probably be Lincoln Riley when he wants to escape the shit show of USC.
Jaguars, Philadelphia. For me, I'm biased, obviously, with the Eagles. I think they're starting to kind of come to form and kind of live up to expectations. This team looked horrendous, living up to pretty much that Giants game. Everyone was talking following that Cleveland game, how they only won by, 4 points against one of the worst teams in the NFL, yada, yada, yada. For me, I think the Eagles are a team I don't really want to get in front of right now. They're a streaky team. If you looked at last year, when this team gets hot, they get hot. And when they're cold, they're cold. But right now, I mean, to me, the Eagles are hot as can be. And the Jags are sharp every week. I'm not backing the Eagles personally today, but I do think this team is getting hot and it's a bad time to fade them, to be honest. I could be wrong. I'd love to hear what you guys think, but the Jaguars are a team. It's hard for me to get money on them in general, and to fade the Eagles at home is going to be tough. So,
yeah, I'll just go quick because I don't really have much. I like Tokens' play on Hurts pass plus rush. We've seen what mobile QBs have done running to the Jaguars, and one of Devontae Smith or AJ Brown is easily getting 100 plus. Again, this is the problem with Week 9 for me. There's two guys I like on every team, and I don't want to pick which one. So,
AJ Brown,
you guys have a read. Yeah,
AJ Brown's gonna murder the Jaguars.
Jags win.
I agree. It could be both, honestly.
Well, I just don't see it, man. This is the biggest underdogs that the Jags have been all year. I think this is a lot of respect for the Eagles. You can say it's an overreaction or recency bias, but to me, this is a lot of fucking points for the Eagles to be laying.
Doug Peterson revenge is a crazy thing to say. That dude sucks. He's terrible. His whole sucks.
Big time overreaction. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Royal, you're on the Eagles?
As far as what?
I agree.
I kind of like the Jags if it can go to 7.5. I feel like the Eagles, everyone wants to be on them. The Jags, everyone thinks they're dog shit. 7.5 is a lot of points in the NFL for a team that has some capabilities like the Jaguars. I mean, Tank Bigsby has kind of emerged as the number one running back, and he looks very, very solid. They are missing Christian Kirk. I believe he's now out for the season. But I still think the Jags have enough playmakers to keep this relatively close. I don't mind taking. I'm not going to take it, but I would lean with taking the points here in this game, especially because the Eagles have been so hot recently. I think they're kind of due for a little bit of a letdown game.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. And someone mentioned it in chat. I mean, the Packers looking so good. Jacksonville did, losing by 3 points. I think a lot of people lean into them being able to keep it close with Philly too. I think a lot of people would say Packers are a better team than Philly is. Just for all those reasons, I would have to lean with the Eagles. But I see your point.
I do like the A.J. Brown line that you guys alluded to, though. I think he's going to have an absolutely massive game, and especially if this game is a little bit closer and competitive, and the Eagles can't just be running out the clock in the second half. He should feast against a bad secondary.
He's my favorite touchdown score of the day. Is A.J. Brown.
Yeah,
I think it's I might take him on the first half too. I think it's early and often.
I might have to add that.
Yeah, A.J. Brown is going to do terrible things to that secondary. Terrible.
Touchdowns to look.
I'm gonna throw his yards in I've been writing down shit for. I'm gonna throw his yards in a parlay. I need one more. I took London from you guys.
Cool.
I don't know if we're gonna get the prime time, but I really like Pittman or Downs. I'm on Pittman personally.
Love Downs, yeah.
Royal thinks I'm taking a Colts player's yards. Is this
okay? Fuck. Sorry. I forgot.
Damn.
Hey, I do like Addison.
I'm going back to it. I'm going back to him. Fuck me.
We're getting a low ass line because Hawkinson's in.
Last thing I'll say to make it clear that I think this line is fat in terms of the Eagles. I mean, largest spread they've had was against the Browns when they were depleted, -9.5 at home. Them laying 7.5 to the Jags just feels so fat. And it's 7.5 now, giving you that hook too. I don't know, man. I think they win by 14, but that's the last thing I'll say. I think I'm gonna rock with A.J. Brown receiving yards over touchdown, but I could see both hitting. To be honest, it seems like a big A.J. Brown day.
Monkey noises in the back. What is that?
Snowman's pets. It seems like.
Oh,
I live right next to a ravine, so there's always a lot of birds and animals.
That's awesome, actually.
Monkey out there.
No.
What state do you live in, Snowman?
I'm in Illinois.
Oh, cool. All right, Detroit, Green Bay. I saw Beeve love the Packers, so I'll let you have the floor, brother.
BOD, man. Yeah, I mean, everyone's heard it, but I can still say it. Hold on. I got to address this. Beeve deactivated his Twitter +120. It's literally -150. It's the worst.
That's some pretty good value right there.
No, I mean, Lions haven't played outside in years. I mean, not years, but it's literally been forever since they played outside. Goff's a dome merchant. I love playing the Lions. You know, this is my least favorite team. I'm a Vikings fan, and the Lions have been insufferable. It used to always be the Packers, but now the Lions have taken over. I love fading them. Doesn't work out very often. You don't get many chances. This is finally the chance. Jordan Love is going to look great. This Packers defense is a lot better than people think. I think they're top 5. I think their defense is that good. I think the Packers are a really good team. Divisional game, short. I don't know. I think you could easily make the Lions 3.5, 4 here. They're kind of America's team. Give me Green Bay by a lot.
I will say too, dude. I mean, just looking at Goff's passing yards alone, make me think that it's the Packers in the under. He's at 209.5. I know he's coming off one of the worst games of his career, passing the ball, only 85 yards. But dude, 209. I mean, I saw it at 216 earlier in the week too. Dropping 7 points towards the under. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Seems like the Lions are going to have no success through the air in terms of reading that passing yards line. I mean, look at what he's been set at in previous weeks. 250, 260, 270, 280, 236 in that previous week. I know it's rain. I know it's a weather game, but it's telling to me. That line is extremely low. So I would have to lean with the Packers with you, Beef. I might tell you on that. Is it just 2.5 you got or what?
I took my line. I don't need the points.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Bold.
Everything you just said, MJ, kind of plays into mine. I took Montgomery. I don't think it matters if they're winning or not. He's had 2 quiet games, mostly because Jahmyr Gibbs has been popping off. I think this game, I think the Packers are going to plan for that, stopping these outside zone, these outside runs where Gibbs has just been incredible. And I think the middle of the field or middle of the front seven is kind of going to be a little weaker. I disagree a little bit with Beeve. Obviously, the Packers' defense is good, but I don't know about top 5. Could just be the Bears fan in me, but I think Montgomery, they rely on him pretty heavily. Get back to him, seeing near 15 carries, kind of in a dogfight. I do think Goff struggles a little bit where they're going to have to rely on the run a little heavier, and that plays right into Montgomery. Love him to score today. I don't know if he scored in 2 games, but hasn't scored in a while, I'm pretty sure, so I love that. I think it's like minus 105, but yeah, I got like 54.5 yards. Easily can see him getting 60 here.
I'm also on Montgomery to score. The Lions have the best offensive line in the entire NFL. I think they're going to continue to play behind their scheme, regardless of if they're winning or losing at a 2.5-point line. We know that this game is going to probably be pretty close, so they shouldn't go away from their normal offensive sets. I also kind of like Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a slot receiver. The Packers have Jair Alexander, one of the strongest outside corners in the league, but he will probably not be guarding him. So there should be some opportunities there, especially if the Packers are ahead. So I think Amon-Ra St. Brown yards is a good look. And I think I prefer Gibbs over Montgomery for yards, though I prefer Montgomery for a touchdown, just because Gibbs is kind of more of that outside run presence and pass game, whereas Packers, the defensive line is relatively strong up the middle. But I still think that Montgomery's going to have plenty of looks on the goal line. I think there's a lot of opportunities here for both teams, honestly. And Jaden Reed, I don't know if anyone mentioned him. I think he's got a really good look today for his receiving yards down the field.
I did not look at Jaden Reed. I probably should have.
I've seen some smart people on Jaden Reed today. I don't mind that at all, dude. I like everything you guys said. I'm going to be telling you on the Packers.
Packers are a run-heavy team, right? Everyone thinks that they, Jordan Love is this stud quarterback, and that's what they, center around him, but it's not. They center behind the run game and the play-action pass. That's the scheme that LaFleur has always wanted to run. He's learned from the Shanahan system, which is always about using the run to set up the pass. So I think that's going to be the opportunity for Reed on this play-action looks down the field. Jacobs is basically a good look virtually every week, in my opinion. I don't know about this one per se, but the volume and the skills, I think he basically can pencil him in any week, and I feel fine about it.
Dobbs today. Chat's like in Dobbs.
Yeah, he's really good versus man. Lines are very man heavy.
We need the parlays, Beef. Do we have a first half?
I have not even looked. Those shits ain't been hitting.
Oh, what were you saying? One of your buddies what?
We do a touchdown parlay, and we have this one buddy who trolls every fucking week, and he's just giving out. This is what he's giving out. Romeo Dobbs, which isn't a troll, but he has no clue who Romeo Dobbs is. And then we said, bro, please be for real. And he gave us Joe Flacco rushing touchdown. Like, I fucking can't stand
Old
him.
Man Joe.
If Joe Flacco scores a rushing touchdown today, we're going to get ratioed so hard.
Yeah.
Cool. I like everything we said about that game. We can move on. Rams, Seattle. It's tough?
Is it tough? Yeah, I mean, Pook is questionable. DK's out.
For me, it's Seahawks team total. You look at the last few games for them, coming off a stinker versus Buffalo. Geno's gone under his pass yards the last 2 games, scored a season low 10 points in that Buffalo game. For me, this is a Seattle bounce back spot in terms of offense. I think if LA is going to win this game, it's going to be, it's crazy to say, but scoring probably 24 plus would be the margin for me. And looking at LA, I mean, their defense has been pretty stout the last 2 games. They've allowed more than 20. So seeing 23.5 to me felt pretty high with Seattle, especially with the injuries you mentioned with DK. To me, that's a pretty high total for a team that hasn't looked impressive in their last game with LA's defense holding Minnesota to 20. I know the Raiders aren't great, but holding them to 15. To me, this is kind of the eclipse of the Seattle's offense looking bad and LA's defense looking really good. So I'm going to back Seattle's offense to go over 23.5 on their team total. It's probably a huge day for Kenneth Walker, to be honest.
I was going to say, I was looking at him. I forgot why I stayed off. Oh, yeah, because if they go down, they completely abandon the run. I mean, what did he have last week? He had like less than 10 yards, I'm pretty sure. That's my only fear with him. But yeah, he's got a great matchup. I feel like it has to be JSN with no DK. Not really confident in Lockett or the other guys. So that's what I'm saying, though. It's a tough one here for props, at least. I do like your read, though.
Yeah, I think Geno Smith passing yards over is a great look. mean, you're not going to get a guy like that coming off 2 unders very often. I mean, that guy has been killer. So,
in fact, he's leading the NFL in pass yards this season.
Yep,
Very
I think
surprisingly so. I also like Seattle in this game. I like them on the money line here. I think they're going to win this one. Rams had a massive win against Minnesota on prime time. Everyone's going to say they're back. They look amazing. They beat one of the best teams in the NFL. Perfect opportunity for a letdown spot against a divisional opponent who's familiar with them. Seattle also has a couple of really young corners who are looking really, really good in Tariq Wooten and Witherspoon. So I'm not necessarily saying they're going to shut down Nakua and Kupp, but if they can slow them down a little bit, I think this is a really good opportunity for Seattle when no one really believes in them right now.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm a big believer in Seattle as a whole. I have their preseason win total over, and I think they're an underrated team. So I definitely like the look. Beav, anything here?
Yeah, I'm on the Seahawks. It's just a strictly vibes play. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. Great vibe.
Word. Jared Verse going to eat today against that ratchet O-line. Yeah, not to mention Byron Murphy being back is huge for them too. It's a key part of their defense. All starts with the D-line. Anything here, Royal?
No, like I said, I can't get there. Seattle's receivers are inflated because DK's out. Like I said, I can't trust Ken Walker's if they go down. They abandon the run completely, which to me is kind of crazy because Ken Walker is really fucking good at football. And Nakua matches up better. He's questionable. Someone said he was playing. I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but yeah, I mean, it's tough choosing between Nakua and Kupp every game, so it's tough on this one.
I low-key wanted to back Bobo on Seattle. His line has been going up and up and up as the week's been going on. Do we want to get weird?
Somebody was I was actually at this party yesterday. Somebody said that it might be Bobo, that he runs the same exact routes as DK, like he fills that role, or it's somebody, and I'm assuming it's him based off that line. Then
I wanted back Bobo, bro.
This Bobo line is really sketched now that I'm looking at it. 2.5 receptions. He's had only 1 game this season with more than 2 targets. Sorry, 2 games this season with more than 2 targets. So how is he supposed to get 2.5 receptions when they don't throw him the ball? Maybe that means they're going to be throwing him the ball again finally.
What's his yard at?
32.
Yeah, it's pretty high, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. It was at 27.5 when I looked earlier.
JSN is like mid-40s, low 50s when they're fully healthy. So, like, yeah, it's...
I mean, JSN's the obvious look. I think Bobo could be...
That's my point, though.
Bobo's getting listed. Dude, I'm taking Bobo.
It could be Kenneth Walker on the receiving yards too, because if they do fall behind and stop giving him the ball in the run game, he's still going to be out there. He's been over 33 yards 4 out of the last 5 weeks, and has had a couple 8 target games in there as well. I could see him on some dump offs too.
Is his line 33 for receiving?
26.5, but he's been over 33 each 4 of the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty high for. I mean, you don't think Kenneth Walker is receiving back. I know he's done a lot this year. He's been very good at it, but you kind of think of him as this just bruiser on the ground, in my opinion. But, yeah, I kind of like that. Rams are very soft zone, so a lot of dump offs for sure.
I'm just going to do a little half U on it just for fun.
Yeah.
Not
Bobo
like
going to be an all-time dono or sweat, 100%. There's no in between.
Yeah, I'm going to lean into the sweat free. Let's hope it's the latter. I'm just going to throw a half U.
What if it's Bobo touchdown? What if it's Bobo touchdown?
Might be more value. Let's see. What is he listed at? Plus 260. Honestly, I thought it'd be
that feels very low.
That feels very low. All right, I'm doing that. I'm throwing a half unit on that. That sounds more fun anyway. I like their team total. I think they're going to score. It's going to have to come from somebody other than Kenneth Walker and JSN at some point, right?
Take it on FanDuel. He's plus 380 on FanDuel. That seems more realistic.
Bobo goal line fade. Yeah, that surely is going to happen.
I think he is a fade guy, isn't he?
I'm sure they're drawing that up for old fucking Jake Bobo.
For UCLA legend.
Let's go.
The fact that you know that is insane.
That's awesome. All right, cool. Well, I'll just throw a half unit on his touchdown just for fun. Anything else before we move on?
Nah, I'll tail the team total, though. I do like that.
Cool.
I would tail the team total, but there's no point.
Colts, Vikings. Yeah, go ahead, Beav. I actually love my play in this game. Love it.
I do too.
I don't gotta say shit. Y'all know what I'm on. Biggest play of the day. Vikings -5.5. They fucking just lost 2 straight. We ain't losing again. We're not losing a game for the rest of the year. It's a nuke. That's all I need to say. You knew that already. If they lose, I dead ass delete my account. I'm dead ass.
Hey, props.
If they lose, take me off the payroll. For real.
Royal, did you say that you love my play in this game, or you had a play that you loved too?
I don't think I said that, but oh yeah, I like Pittman a lot. Kind of plays in the Beav. I do think Colts are going to be trailing. I think Vikings are going to start out hot like they've done all year, except for the past 2 games. I like Pittman. He matches up really well versus zone. I understand the Downs and Flacco connection, but let me just see what the line is. It's like low 50s, and to me, he still gets 8-9 targets, so it's really not too much to ask for. Yeah, 52.5 yards. He's been a 1,000-yard guy the past 2 years. I think you have to start game planning for Downs, which kind of helps Pittman. We see them feed him screens and everything and things like that. So I like Pittman. I think 55 is very realistic. I do like Addison on the other side. He matches up really well. Has nothing to do with burning everyone last week and this and that. Just it's a low line with Hawkinson being back. It's like 40.5, 41. We know the Vikings are going to sling it regardless, and that's literally one catch for the way Addison plays too. I like him as well.
Which was more egregious last week? The Bears Hail Mary or Anthony Richardson taking himself out because he was tired?
Yeah, that one.
I think the Colts are a lot better of a team when Joe Flacco plays anyways. And, you mentioned the Downs thing. I feel like it has to be Downs. They have such a great connection, as you said. In the 4 games that Flacco's played, Downs has gotten at least 9 targets in every single game. And then he got 8, 9, and 7 receptions in those 3. And then last week, he only had 4 against Houston, where Flacco came in late. But this is the guy that Flacco looks to a lot. He's a lot better of a passer than Richardson. They throw the ball a lot more with him in there. I do think Taylor could get some touchdown looks here. There definitely aren't going to be, running Flacco by the goal line like they would with Richardson. And we'll see what happens on the receiving side of things. But I do like Taylor to get a touchdown at even odds. Feels pretty good here. But I think Downs receptions has to be the play. They just absolutely feed him the shit out of the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no denying that.
So what I ended up playing in this one was Darnold pass attempts. Just looking into the line, I think everything you guys said. I mean, we know this Colts offense looks completely different with Flacco at the helm. And what do they like to do? They like to push the pace. They like to have these explosive plays. Likes to throw the deep ball. For me, Darnold pass attempts, the line is extremely telling. He hasn't hit this line once all year, yet he's at 31.5 juice to the over. You look at last game, he was at 31.5 plus 100, had 25 attempts. Week previous, 34, 27 attempts, 29.5, 31 attempts. So this guy hasn't gone over this number, and to me, it's telling that the Colts are going to find a way to stay competitive in this game. I don't see why his line is the way it is if the Vikings are going to blow this Colts team out and run the ball for the second half. That to me is not what's going to happen. It's going to be competitive, at least in the first half. I think Darnold's going to have to sling the ball. You can see a Colts early touchdown. I would have to lean on the Viking side in terms of the spread, but I think Darnold's going to have to sling it to get there. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park, especially with Aaron Jones looking great last week. So I like that play a lot. The line is just extremely telling.
I think it plays into how bad the Colts secondary is. I mean, they got Kenny Moore, who's solid, but he's getting up there in age, and they don't really have anyone else. I mean, I like Nick Cross, but he's not really the best coverage guy. Neither is Blackman. I think that's probably their game plan, is just get the ball in the air to guys like Hawkinson, obviously Jettas and Addison.
Yep.
I don't mind Jones rush yards either, because if the Vikings do end up blowing him out like the spread might imply, he'll be getting a lot of late game action. Colts have a dog shit run defense. Feels like there could be a lot of game script reasons why Jones could go off this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to see how Cam Robinson looks. No Darisaw, which blows like he was everything for that O-line. So we'll see how Cam Robinson
I really hope you didn't bring that up.
Yeah, it's not
All
fun.
right. Well, that's the last game.
No, I'm saying that's what good teams do. You lose your stud left tackle. You replace him with a more than solid one. We're over here running a fucking rookie from Yale that looks like an idiot out there.
But that's new for the Vikings. Like they've never used to do that. Like someone would be out and be like, we'll get it done with we'll trade our second rounder for Sam Bradford and see if we can make a run. Like Sam Bradford was never making a fucking run, dude. Ever. So
Darisaw's a monster.
I feel you.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
real quick, I just want to say, I think a lot of
Yeah.
it is just how bad the fucking Jaguars have been. I don't know if it's entirely on him, but he's been solid his whole career.
I was blocking for Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. Like, what do you want him to do?
I'll say this. It sucks to say this as a Bears fan, but I mean, Kevin O'Connell is a fantastic coach, specifically on the offensive side. I mean, look what he's done with fucking Darnold, man. I mean, those guys are going to perform well. They got everything going offensively.
Trevor does not clear Sam Darnold. I'm sorry.
Right, all the coaches
right now in their offense that they're in, he doesn't. Not even close. But I cooked up the first half parlay. I'm not posting it though, because remember when we used to hit every time when we would only do stream?
You didn't post it, yeah. Only on stream.
Is that guy in there who's asked for it 17 times? Otherwise, I'm gonna feel bad. If not, I really feel bad. Oh yeah, there he is. Mace is here. All right, we're good. He's there. Titans first half money line -153. Chargers first half money line -126. Bills first half money line. They're not going to be trailing. -205. Ravens -6.5. 110 wins 815.
All right, Ravens.
Titans, Chargers, Bills. Ravens is the only spread. The rest are money line. Titans, Chargers, Bills, Ravens. Ravens are -6.
I got it.
I actually like that one a lot.
I see what you guys are saying with Lawrence, but I mean, Peyton Manning's a stretch. Yes, if he was in the Viking system, he'd probably look a lot better. There's no denying that.
I bet. Got it in.
Write it in comments.
Right around plus 1,000, right?
Mine is not, but I'm on a fucking
What's up, Adam?
Titans money line. What was it?
All right, let's get this lotto cracking too. Let's see. All right, let's get a 4-leg. I guess we could do. Let's do 1 touchdown and 1 like alt prop line, shall we? What do we think about that?
I'm down.
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's do that. All right, let's do a touchdown one first. Anyone
Mine's
have
a little square, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with Montgomery, man. Despite they win or lose, he's their best chance, and I think he hasn't scored in 2 games. Let me just confirm that.
What's he on FanDuel? I might take him if he's not fucking juiced.
He's been like -105 all day. Oh, he did score last week. Okay. Regardless, I still like him. They get in the red zone, they get close. It's going right to him. Either him or AJ Brown. I actually,
contrary to belief, I think there's points in that game.
Which one?
Lions, Packers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like Jonathan Taylor for a touchdown. He's probably one of my top picks today. Scored in every single game but 1 so far this season. And going to Flacco means they're going to have to rely on him even more at the goal line if it's a rush scenario. I think that game should be a little bit competitive and high scoring. So I like Taylor here at the spot for sure.
All right, JT, Brown. JT, Brown. Who's the other guy we mentioned?
I like Montgomery.
Montgomery, right? Okay.
I think in a big game like this, I think they're going to resort to ground and pound. He's been quiet aside from the touchdown and gets a big day.
All right, JT, AJ, Montgomery. To top it off.
It's -130 now, which kind of sucks.
That's fine. I got -120. It's all good. Who am I liking, bro? I want to say James Conner.
What was yours? Was AJ Brown?
AJ Brown's my favorite to score today.
Yeah, I like that.
Honestly, just like that 3. To be honest, I don't want to. I think we're good with that 3. I don't want to add one that I don't really love.
Do you want to take Snowman's other one, Hubbard? I kind of like that. Adam's got picks, just dropped Hubbard scoring. I like Hubbard.
Down for that.
Snowman, that was your other one, right?
Yeah, I like Hubbard. I like Lamb a lot to score too. Jamar Chase, I think, has got good options, but his odds are horrible.
I'm down for Chuba. AJ Brown, David Montgomery, Jonathan Taylor, and Chuba Hubbard. Plus 1,400. I think that's.
Yeah, I like that.
That's more than adequate.
Yeah, that looks really good. I'll be riding that as well.
All right, word. Cool.
I'll tell you on that, Crutch. Chargers D, I'll tell you on that.
And listen, if this hits, I'll do a nice giveaway for the Ramble Now stream listeners.
Dude, no need.
Oh, I want to. Gotta get back.
You ain't talking about it.
I'm writing in AJ Brown, Chuba, Montgomery. I'm putting in chat, boys. JT.
For the alt line, I'll start it off with London. It's MJ and I's favorite play.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Well, I was gonna say, how high do we want to do this? Do you want to do?
If we do like hovering around plus 200.
All right, so 90 plus.
Yeah, something like that.
Is Beef sleeping? Beef's cooking.
Yeah, my head's down. I'm on my phone fucking cooking something.
Mid-major, what's your favorite play, brother? I don't know if I've seen your tweet yet. Let me see.
I did tweet out the first half lay in a way, but I didn't tweet it out. So if you forget, it's you just go look at my tweet. I didn't tweet it out.
I'm gonna do 100 plus for London, bro.
Yeah, dang.
I think.
Well,
I can only do
close, so it's a little sketch.
I can only do 75 and 100.
Fuck up, mid-major. Cardinals minus 14.5, eh? Sure.
That is all stock. That is all stock. Because that shit ain't in.
I'll do it on this book instead. Hold on.
Dude, Malik, please don't make me do it, bro. Just please no Caleb ladders. Because I'm
Yes, Patrick.
very close.
He sold me so hard in his ladder last week. I had him paired with Winston for a max ladder, and then Winston cruises,
Wow.
and then it was just watching that Bears game was agony as a fan, as a Caleb better, as a Bears money line better. It was. I don't even want to think about that game anymore.
I mean, how does it not? No, you know what? I do know how. It's because they're fucking. Yeah, we're not getting into it again. Yeah, I agree, Alex. DJ Moore should have 100 yards. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Probably not.
Swift fantasy wagon.
Probably, because that's all we can do.
All right, I can do 90 plus on this book. Are we rocking with that for the first leg?
I'm down for 90, yeah.
All right, London 90 plus for the first one. What do we think in Beef? Snowman, what do you got? I think Geno passing yards could be a beautiful look. Let me see.
I really like the Bowers look. I also like Caleb completions a lot.
I was going to say Bowers, too, because I figured, MJ, you were going to go London.
I also think Chuba runs for a lot today, but I don't know how that's going to work if they get down, because they're going to be down.
I want to put in.
I like
Bowers. I like Lamb. I like Chuba. I'm fine with any of those three.
All right, let's do Bowers. Let's see here. What do we want to get it to?
I think 80.
80? Yeah.
All right, cool.
Panthers money line, brother. That's a team that doesn't want to win, my dude. I get it, Saints. They got dog walked, but they need that number one pick, bro. Ooh, I like that, Adam. He had 7 yards last game. St. Brown.
All right, 80 for Bowers.
Did you tweet that first half late, Beef?
Isaac, go look at my Twitter.
No.
Just look carefully.
What do we think about Geno to 270? Do we hate that?
Bro, what about Bobo? 50.
Bobo for 50? Oh, God. All right. I'm down if you are.
Nah,
No, that's a solo play. Because if our lay sells because of Jake Bobo,
yeah.
You're right. I'm hitting the bin.
What was it? Geno 275?
Yeah.
You can go with that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Leading passer in the league, potentially losing and needing to come back.
Yeah.
After 2 unders? Yeah. All right. 270, 275, whatever.
Hey, so I'm going to the border and after this stream, so I'll send you. I'll tweet out the touchdowns.
Go to the border.
Not the
All right.
Mexican border, chat. The Iowa border.
A much more dangerous border.
Yeah. Do we want to add one more, or do we like those three? Plus 1,200 right now.
I got
Kinda
plus
like
2,300.
Really? Fuck, I gotta get on a different
London. Oh, I have London 90. You have 80, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad.
What about AJ Brown? I know we threw him in the touchdown, but we all expect him to have a big game.
Just about to say that. It could just be that easy.
100 plus for him.
Yeah, I don't see how it doesn't happen.
All right, I'm down.
It's probably where it gets you.
Plus 2,700.
This is also the week Tyreek probably goes crazy, but I got no interest in that.
I like it. I'm also doing something on the side here. I'm doing London 100, AJ Brown 100, just a 2-man.
Luca 50.
Yes, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah, what do you guys like for basketball? I still have a boost on FanDuel for this weekend for NBA.
I haven't taken too much.
Can you use it tomorrow?
No, it was good yesterday and today, and I was too locked in on college football yesterday to even look at NBA.
State dog of the day, bro. I've been only taking NBA underdogs. I've just been tailing his dog of the days every time. It's shit's free. If I get +6 or something with the team, I'm taking the money line, and it almost hits every time.
I mean, the Warriors yesterday was insane. I saw earlier they were up by like 40.
Yeah, they were up by 40. I turned it off, and then I got a note that they were going to OT. I was like, no.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, I went to OT.
Oh my god, I figured that was. Damn, that's. Did they end up winning?
Yeah, I had them 2 legs left. It was them and USC money line for 3 racks. It was like a 6-teamer. It was fat. I barely put any money on it, and it was like all dogs and then USC. And then USC started to come back after the Warriors won, so that killed me.
The fuck up, C-Dot. C-Dot messaged me. You think Tobias Harris is a good look? No. Never.
Never.
No.
Never a good look.
Fucking hang it up. C-Dot never.
I was like, now that is a guy I will never put coin on.
We are doing a CBB preview. If anyone in here wants to talk college basketball, we are doing it later with the infamous Jeff Rosa at 5:30 today. That'll be fun. Can't wait to pick that dude's brain. Chat should be on one.
So
are we taking Luka or not? We've been saying it all week that this was the spot.
I mean, I'll sprinkle on it. Yeah, I mean,
at least
threes. Might as well just use it on Luka.
I think Luka threes is a great look today.
Oh,
I mean, everyone's going to be on it.
Stevenson isn't starting.
Stevenson is allegedly benched, but I don't know if that means he's just like not going to be out there for the first drive or the entire game.
Yeah. It's probably just the drive because knowing them, yeah.
Bro, and what day?
Because if he wasn't going to play, they probably wouldn't have even dressed him because it's like, you're being punished, so you don't get to wear the uniform.
Well, is it more demoralizing not being there or being fully dressed sitting on the sideline?
That's true.
That's a good question.
Maybe he'll try to pull what Jameis Winston did back in college when he was suspended for the first half or the first quarter and just go in, try to play anyways.
That's great, dude.
It's a fucking mess. Just give me Ben Johnson and Robert Saleh, and I'll be a happy man.
All right, boys. I got to head to the border.
Much love, Beef. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yep. Hopefully we're back. Hopefully we don't deactivate. Everything could happen, though. Both those things could happen.
Nothing's out of question.
Very good chance.
Dude,
Have a good
the good
Sunday,
thing
man.
is the Vikings don't play till prime time, so.
No, I hate when the Vikings
I'm saying
don't
for the
play at
account
noon,
deactivation.
I hate it, dude. Like,
No, I do too, because you got to wait, but your account is going to be activated until then at least.
that's true, but it's also like, dude, when the Vikings are the sole focus of everyone and they lose, I just get fucking so mad because I'm going out for a mega max, and then I'm just getting body bagged by nobodies in my DMs. Like, if you can't show your face, don't fucking DM me that you want to kill me. Just don't. This one guy on Twitter has legit 17 straight tweets are calling me a pussy. Like every single one, every tweet, he's like, "You're a fucking pussy. Delete your account." I'm like, dude, I will. Don't worry. Give it time. All right,
dude. If you want to come on later, just let me know. We'll talk.
There's football on. There's no fucking shot. I will probably be grinding pod later before the Vikings game. So let me know if you're on that. But I will be listening to Jeff fading the fuck out of his POD. So
all right, bet. All right, let's go. Skull.
Real quick, what's the schedule tomorrow for college? How many games?
Starts at 11 a.m.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Like a lot of games, but there's really only 2 that are like competitive. It's the last 2 of the night: Ohio State versus Texas and Zaga versus Baylor.
Yep.
Oh, college. Was this Charleston? Weren't they a wagon a couple years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
St. Louis, my boy, whatever his name was, Gibberson, Gibby, Gibberson, right?
St. Louis got all the transfers from Indiana State. They hired their head coach and got Robbie Avila and a bunch of other guys.
I literally bought a Indiana State jersey last year because it was like my content team. And then everyone left. So I'm just like stuck here with a fucking rat shit Indiana State jersey now.
There you go.
Yo, but everyone in chat, please show love to Snowman, man. He's spent a good chunk of his morning coming on here, and he's been dealing with my bullshit scheduling. It's not a skill set of mine that's too good, as you all know from watching Ramble, that our schedules are pretty bad. But thank you guys, or thank you so much, though, man. It was really fun. You're a great speaker. Yeah, it's just fun talking ball with you. So you're more than welcome to come more Sundays for NBA, for CBB, whatever. Love to do more shows with you, bro.
Absolutely. I will definitely be on in the future. Appreciate you guys having me on.
What's your schedule, by the way?
For streaming?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much live every day around 4 Central Time. Although with college basketball coming back, I'll probably be a little bit earlier because I try to time it relatively close to the start of the games, and those are on throughout the day. But generally speaking, it's around 4 Central Time, and then on the weekends, more around like 10:30 a.m.
Awesome. Perfect.
So you guys know where to find him, at snowman_sports. That's for Twitter and Twitch, right?
There's no underscore on Twitch. I would like to get them the same, but I'll try. I got to get rid of the underscore on Twitter first. I got to find the inactive Snowman Sports account and
hunt him down. Give him a few schmeckles for his troubles. Cool,
I'll give you a lock of the day. It's Vikings 2U Megamax.
Oh, Beeve left.
You sound a lot like somebody I know. It's interesting. Cool, man. Well, thank you guys so much, chat. Thank you guys. We will be live again at 5:30 with Jeff Rosa and Eddie Powers. Talk some CBB. Thank you again, Snowman, for coming through. And we'll be in talks. Definitely going to be coming on again. Yeah.
Best of luck to all our bets today. I got a feeling we're sweeping the board. Just a feeling.
Please.
No, it's not. It's not. We got the formula. That's. I know that for sure.
Awesome. I'm gonna go get some food and
beautiful. Chat.
30 minutes till kickoff. 35, but.
Chad, drop the test tubes. I want to see who's still in here at the end of stream. Much love to you guys. All right. Peace out. Later.
That crazy girls are better. My bitch finesse a nigga because I let her. 10,000 that crazy girls are better. I've been there before, it's nothing special. I seen this before, it's something special. Recoup that advance, now give me better. Treat it like a jet, not a sports car. Treat it like a dog or a sports car.
What's up, boys?